fans, subscribe to Blades Ramble. Up the Blades.
As always, the Ramble is sponsored by COACH Sheffield. If you're a growing business and you want support to continue that growth, they are the people to speak to. Thank you for joining the team for their continued support for the Ramble. Today's Ramble is also sponsored by High Point Access. Thank you to them for their support. They are your number one stop shop for all your working at heights and roofing needs. If you mention the Blades Ramble when booking any works with them, you'll also get 10% off. What is happening, Blades? And welcome back to the Blades Ramble. I'm, of course, Jimmy, and this is 90 after 90. It's 90 minutes after the previous 90 minutes of football, up to 90 minutes. We don't have to go that long. It depends on how many comments and callers we get. This is the show where you can have your say. I want all your thoughts in the comments about Sheffield United tonight. Are we playoff ready? That is the main question tonight. Are you more optimistic going into the playoffs now than you were before the game? I think the answer's got to be yes. It's a 2-0 win away from home, a clean sheet. Not the most free-flowing performance, but was never going to be with so many changes in the side. I think there's a lot of positives to take out of today's result and even performance, you could say. So I'm all right with this. I'm all right with how it's turned out tonight. I'm feeling a little bit more positive myself. And I'm not going to be on my own to discuss it because my mate has agreed to come back on and join us for 90 after 90 tonight. It's the man with his own intro now. It's Jordan Motson.
Jordan Motson, the man on the mic, painting the match with a sound so right. Sheffield's pride, every fan can see. He's the voice of the Blades, their melody.
Their melody. Yes, mate. How are you doing? Long time no see, pal. I am now back. I'm hoping that I'm here for the foreseeable. We shall see. I've had 2 power cuts during that watch along for those that weren't there with us watching along. So thank you to everybody that's jumped back over with us. Initial thoughts, Jord, on the game tonight?
I'm happy with that. I didn't expect too much. I didn't know how we'd turn. I think we played better than I probably expected. Few standout performances. Rob Holding, absolute solid at back. He's got to be starting going forward. Callaway played well. Brian Brewster, I thought, did very well. Nice to see Brooksy get a goal as well.
Yeah, it was. Well taken as well. A great goal all round, that second goal. A lovely chip through from Callum O'Hare. Sidney Peck slides it across the goal. And all first-time passes as well. And first-time finish from Brooks. Shows the quality that he has. It's just the consistency, I think, that we need out of him. So, pleased for him to get a goal. And Tom Cannon got more minutes in his legs coming on in around 65 minutes, maybe something like that. So, yeah, decent, I think. There were a couple of dodgy performances, it's probably fair to say. I don't think Sam McCallum did himself a lot of favours despite being the one scoring.
He didn't do much else, did he?
Yeah, agreed. And then Hamza Chowdhury, I don't think had his best game tonight either. So,
you know what? I thought he were better at right back tonight when he switched to right back, and he were more playing defensively. He put some good tackles in down that right hand side, and I thought he were better when he was essentially were losing ball a lot. I preferred him at right back personally.
I think that's fair, mate. I think that's fair. He's been playing better at right back than he has in centre midfield, and he's a centre midfielder by trade, isn't he, usually? So interesting take that, but I agree. So I think we've got to be happy with that in the end. 2-0 away from home, as we've said.
We want wins. We want wins to get a bit of momentum.
We do, mate. We do.
We've just won 2-0 away at Stoke, who are fighting down at the bottom. So it's a win.
You said as well in post-match that I didn't get to see because my power were off, but you were saying Wilder's walking around like this, telling everybody chin up. You know, players look like they're a little bit more united now. Something we've been calling for. So it's good. It's positive steps. Probably as positive as we could have hoped for tonight, other than obviously we all want a demolition job with free-flowing football. But I think if we're honest in what we could have expected, that's probably about as optimistic as we could have gone.
I had a message as well from one of the lads who's been to Stoke tonight.
Yeah.
And he says, what an away end that were tonight, like some away end.
Great.
So in a game that it means nothing, they've got behind them and they've come and thanked them for it ending it. And that's exactly what we want. We need to get behind them. We've got to get behind them. And that's what they've done tonight. And players will feel that. And hopefully we can pick up from it.
And hopefully we replicate that at Bramall Lane, because the away fans, they very rarely have a day off in terms of, you know, backing the team, and they've clearly played their part today.
Yeah.
So can we replicate that against Blackburn in final game and send us into playoffs with some real momentum? So going to be really good build up to that game. Now I'm going to jump into some comments first, and then we've got some callers waiting as well to come on. So Matthew says, shame I can't watch this live, but we'll catch up. Up the Blades, up the full-time Ramble. Thank you, mate. No problem with that at all. Jay says, great all-round performance from the lads tonight. That installed me either confidence going into the playoffs. Installed me a bit more confidence, I suppose you mean, going into the playoffs. Up the Blades, up the Ramble. Like and subscribe. Thank you, mate. Chris says, why does Wilder on 60 minutes every match make 3 subs? It upsets the flow of the team and invites the opposition to come at us. We must have lost loads of points because of this. It does feel a little bit pre-planned, I think, some of the subs.
I think they were needed.
I think the word, I was just going to say, mate, I think tonight you can't really qualm at the players that got brought off, because Campbell were flagging and they were on a yellow card. Femi Sariki hadn't pulled up many trees tonight, and McCallum had been poor, I thought. So I didn't mind any of the 3 coming off when they did. So, and they were decent. We said at the time it's an upgrade. Overall, it's an upgrade as to what we were bringing on. So I think it's a bit revisionist now. I think Chris has got a point for historically throughout the season, but I think tonight, I think it's a bit harsh to try and pull that one. Matthew says it's great to see Holding doing 90 minutes. Sure, it's his first 90 for us, and O'Hare, whereas he's been the main link in our team. So good shout out to Brewster as well. Not his biggest fan, but he played well today. Yeah, he did, mate. He did. And Ian in our chat said that on the United website, Holding's got man of the match, but on Sky they've awarded it to Ryan Brewster. Callum O'Hare and Ryan Brewster that they had at the end. So super positive. Jack says, I really like the 2 up top. Really think we've missed the trick with that one. Can't drop Holding now. So happy for Brooks, but I beg, stop sitting back and soaking up pressure. We've really missed O'Hare in that team. So come on then, Jack. This is the dilemma, you see, because I love Callum O'Hare as well. Not as much as Mr. Vancouver, admittedly. Not many people do. But you like the 2 up top, which I do. How do you get Callum O'Hare in that team if you're not going to completely rejig how you do things? So I think our most successful, getting the most out of the players that we've got, we should be playing the championship formation with when we got promoted with Mark Duffy in the side. We should be playing 3 at the back, 4 across the midfield, like a deep midfield, because you've got wing backs on either side in Sariki and Burrows, then Vinny and Peck in the middle, Callum O'Hare in the 10 and 2 up top. That's the way I think we should play in terms of getting the most out of our players. But again, I'm open to suggestions if you think there's any other way we can get O'Hare and 2 up top in their more natural positions. George, what are your thoughts, mate?
I think if you're getting O'Hare and the 2 up top, I think it's a 4-3-1-2 for me. We'd have to have 3 sitting midfielders, so you'd have Vinny, Peck, and it'd probably be Chowdhury, wouldn't it? And then play O'Hare in front of them, and then have your 2 up top.
No, you've got to have a Hamer in the side, don't you?
Oh, I've missed him out. Sorry, that's because he's not played tonight.
Yeah, I know. You've got to have Hamer in like an 8.
Put Chowdhury out, and then I'd put the 3 as Hamer, Sousa and Peck as the 3 that are sat there. Yeah, and then O'Hare just in front of them, playing as in that free role behind strikers, 2 up top, and it'd probably be Campbell and more up top then. Yeah,
like the 2 up top, Holding has to play. Up the Blades, up the Ramble, says JD. James says, dying to see Campbell and Cannon, better known as CNC. Jack Robinson, ole, says Tom, one of our Platinum Ramblers. Michael says, Jim, who is the opening music by in 90 After 90? If you mean they're both Matilda Shakes. If you mean the sponsor video that plays just before the intro, that is Heebie Jeebies. And the actual Ramble song is called Fever Dream.
Chris Wilder's on that if you are wanting to.
Yes, let's do that. Let's do that. Michael Brown asking him.
Just to get the balance right, Michael. difficult. You know, we don't want to lose any momentum. So that was key over the next 2 games. I've talked at length about getting into the 90s from a points total, from a club record in terms of getting championship points. I want to break that, and I want to break an EFL record for not going up as well, because I think the players deserve to go deep into the 90s because of what they've done so far this season. So that was key, trying to balance it off in terms of resting a few key players that have been playing with knocks and little niggles, and giving important minutes to players as well. So, but the biggest thing is, you know, the culture to try to get back to winning ways. It was really important. Didn't want to lose the next 2 games. Obviously got a final home game as well next Saturday. So to go into that on the front foot, produce another performance like that, and then it gives us a little bit of an extra bounce and a step going into the playoffs.
Yeah, that's me, Bash. I just want to say, obviously, the second goal was fantastic, and it's obviously Brucey to get a goal was a big one for him, and obviously coming into the team, he must be awfully proud of how he's done this season. Yeah,
I mean, we've integrated a lot of young boys. I sometimes don't think that people recognise sort of the challenges that we've had this season as well. It's been an incredibly competitive league, especially at the top of the division, and we've been in the race, and deservedly. The 2 teams that have been the top teams have gone up, but we've not been a million miles behind them. And the integration of the young players, you know, how we treasure our academy, and the likes of Femi Sariki playing tonight. Sidney Peck's played a lot of games. Arblas has been out for half the season, but he's a top player. Brooksy coming in as well. Ryan O'Neill we had on the bench, an 18-year-old. So we're proud of that, and it's an incredible pathway. You know, Sheffield United have always produced a lot of great young players, as seen in terms of the Maguires and the Carl Walkers and the Nortons, Dominic Calvert-Lewin. So the list is endless, and these boys are trying to emulate those guys.
Hi Chris, it's Luke Chambers. I just wanted to follow up on those points you made there. I think the season you've had, with the changes you've had to make, and starting off with -2, how proud have you been of the season? Yes, the disappointment's come, but how proud have you been of the players and the season and the culture you've been able to create to take yourself this far, and like you say, try and break those 90s, and how pleasing has that been for you?
I think, yeah, thanks, Luke. I mean, coming off the back of last season, obviously it was an incredibly disappointing one, and a damaging one as well for everybody. And culture-wise, we had to get back to what we think a good Sheffield United team looks like, and I think we've got that this season. And yeah, I do get, you know, finishing third, you don't get any medals, but to get back to winning games of football, to change the way we play, to integrate pretty early in the season, a lot of players, you know, and their attitude towards that, the work that the coaches put in, their attitude to that, to work on a training ground Monday to Friday, and take the disappointments in our stride like we have done all season, and we have done recently. But we know we're in for a big few weeks now. I want to finish the season off on a high for the players and the supporters, because generally in the whole they've been outstanding towards me and the players. So if we can give them a big on performance next week, the way we've changed the shape of the team has been good and enjoyable to coach and watch the players flourish. Ultimately, we've not got what we wanted to get, but we've still got a chance. And as you've seen tonight, the atmosphere in the group and the energy in the group is good, and we need to continue that.
Chris, you've got a big week planning, haven't you? You're coming up against some really fantastic players, and myself and Luke at the weekend of Bash's charity game. How are you going to approach that with us on the team?
I'm my current record. I'm not certainly taking that team. I'll let Sharpie take it. So yeah, as you know, Brownie, he's a special boy, and to try and raise money for an incredible piece of kit in Sheffield. You know, Leeds have one, and Manchester has one, and we need one in Sheffield. Bash's testimony, to see all the boys come back. It'll be a special afternoon, and leading it out the front will be the boy that sat next year, who is an incredible player and a person as well. Love him to death. He's one of my favourite players of all time that I've managed, and to get you all guys back in there and that team, you know, hopefully we can really support it, and in the meantime raise a couple of quid, and Bash is obviously giving everything up for that to raise money for Western Park Cancer Charity Fund.
Chris, wonderful cause, and I'm sure everyone appreciates you taking the time out in such a busy period to do that. Great to talk to you tonight, and of course, we'll talk to you over the playoffs as well. Best of luck.
Thank you.
Top man, top man. He does it every time to me. Everybody knows that. Right, we're going to bring our first caller in now, who's been waiting very patiently. We've got 4 lined up, so I'm going to have to maybe snap through them a little bit. I do apologise because we've loads of comments that we need to get to as well. But Ricky from Just United joins us. How's it going, pal? Oh, he's muted himself. Look, that's the 3rd time in a row that he's muted himself. Oh, his new microphone as well. Can you believe it? I don't know if you set it right. Have you checked your settings, mate, on your microphone?
Oh, it's good concentration face. That
it is good. We might have to come back to you, Rick. Might have to come back to you, pal. All right, we'll come back to you, mate. Come back to you. Right, and next up being very patient, it's Liam. How's it going, pal?
Evening, lads.
It's Liam. I can just about see you in the dark.
It's because I've just turned telly off because telly's always behind a bit on Now TV, so I was listening to Wilder. 1 minute.
It's all right. I didn't know you were visiting Rich Gill for a minute and seeing, in his dark cave that he lives in. So,
are you both okay?
Yes, mate. How are you?
Yeah, not bad. But better. Well, I thought first half we were brilliant. Second half we sat back, but people in chat just slagging us, and I think it's a needless game. It's a nothing game. What matters? I don't care. What matters? Only thing I'm bothered about is Holding getting 90 minutes. Peck's pass was sublime for goal. Kiefer Moore getting 90 minutes.
Yeah.
My only negative, I just thought, why didn't you bring Alfie on for Femi? Because I thought, why is that Gilchrist not getting it? I'd like to get some
good shout. I've not seen that.
Minutes in his legs a bit. That's all.
Yeah, I'd not twigged that. That's a good shout. But George was saying he got 70 odd minutes for 21s earlier in the week.
He did, yeah.
So,
he could have still, to be honest, he could have still.
Of course, he could.
Could have still got 20 minutes today, couldn't he? We've seen it where they played for United on a Tuesday night. They played 70 minutes and then 20 minutes on a Saturday, so it's no different, is it?
Yeah. And I was pleased for Brooksy to get his goal, first touch and all. So.
Oh mate, how well did he set that?
Yeah,
really
brilliant.
well.
In front of United fans as well.
I'm happy for him. He should be in team. I think he's just not been getting a chance because obviously Diaz and Jess, has he? So. But obviously they were in squad tonight, but I think he's took his chance. I thought, what more can he do really apart from put that in?
He can be a good addition off the bench, I think, for me.
Yeah, he's probably more I think an impact player than a starter.
Yeah, he can be. And that's what he's done tonight, Annie. So
do you feel like do you feel a little bit more confident now, Liam, heading towards playoffs after that performance?
I was confident always, Jim. I'm not before I was worrying, but when I rung you last night, when I spoke to you last night after night, to me, I'm confident we're best team. We've got best players. I know football doesn't work like that usually, but we can beat any of them. We beat them all this season. Why can't we beat them all again?
We can. I just think it's when you're not winning the games, it's hard to blindly believe that we're just going to turn it on. So to get a result tonight, I think we're really 100%. Important.
Echoing what George said about confidence, momentum.
That's right.
That's key tonight, and same against next week against Blackburn. So I think we should beat them as well. So I think, like we said, I thought McCallum.
I know.
I put it in chat and I got a bit of grief for it. And I thought, are you watching the same McCallum as me, lads? And then he scored 10 minutes after, and I thought, but that's the only thing he did. But to me, you can see why Burrows has played a lot of minutes this season, can't you? So.
Oh yeah, I'd have started McCallum tonight. No danger. I don't judge him for starting him, but I don't think McCallum took his chances. No. I know he got the goal, and you've got to be in right place at right time, and I get all that sort of stuff, and that's what settled us essentially. But I think everything else we were pretty poor, if I'm honest.
And I think we can all agree that Hamza and Vinny don't work in there, do they?
No, they don't. And I don't think
which we knew when we.
Yeah, I don't think he thinks they do it. I don't think that's the pairing. I think he wanted to give City a bit of a rest, didn't he? So
yeah, true.
That's probably why he's done it.
Like I said, come on and played that pass for goal. So brilliant. Yeah. Like I said, clean sheet. Holding. I think Holding just brings best out of whoever's at side of him. Robinson looked brilliant tonight, and you just think
brilliant's a stretch.
Well, I
know. I'm only messing, Liam.
I'll rephrase it. Solid.
Yeah, solid. No, to be fair,
it's not a bad game. I said that on.
I don't think he did all wrong.
Well, is that down to Holding? Like we said, definitely Anel panics when he's outside of Robinson. But like you said, Jim, at last, I think it will warm up or out of the presser. That's an Anel problem, not a Jack Robinson
Anel problem. Yeah, it is
100%. But Rob Holding's got to start in them playoffs for me after that performance. Well, just every performance he's played this season, he's just effortless, just makes everything look. He's just calm, just like hoops in but a centre back.
He mocked everything up at back as well today, though. We're first to them headers that were coming up in air. Them balls, I think there were one ball that got played in behind where Sam Gallagher sort of missed control, and that were about it.
Yeah. Well, sorry, that one 12 Mohammed where Elmi had it. That Elmi had that chance and he saved it. That was the only time they got him behind, but he was offside anyway. Looking at replay, but
yeah.
But yeah, I thought definitely in Premier League with VAR there'd have been some reds tonight. That one when he stood on him after that Berger stood on Rian Shin, I thought
naughty, weren't it? That
tackle from Wilmot and all on
it was
touchline. Sorry, that were
it was poor.
That was bad as well. But I know you're busy, lads. So
hey, don't worry, mate. I love having a chat with you. It's been a while since you've been on for a little while, isn't it? So
because I've got no kids tonight, they're not here till tomorrow. So
nice one, pal.
You're there next Sunday, aren't you, Liam?
Yep, can't wait, lads.
Nice one, mate. All right, we'll see you then. Cheers, pal.
Take care,
cheers,
boys.
Liam. Mate. Rick, are we back on? Yes, mate. I'm getting the nod from Just United. Welcome back, Ricky. How's it going, pal?
Yeah, mate. Can you hear me? Yeah, sound.
He's back, mate. How you feeling, pal? Okay?
Yeah. Decent result, to be honest. Decent performance. Yeah.
After a sort of obviously a much changed side, we were expecting it to be a little bit disjointed. I think it started like that a little bit. But to be fair, you can't go wrong with that tonight. 2-0 away from home. Most players putting in a solid performance.
We did what we needed. We got minutes in legs.
Yeah, we did.
You know what I mean? You could see they weren't there to play flashy or whatever. Do you know what I mean? There were a lot of miss it passes, but they were there to get the minutes. It was like a pre-season game. You could see it.
It was a little bit, yeah. It was. It served its purpose. I thought it was efficient and did what we needed it to do, didn't it? It weren't like you say. It weren't a sparkling performance, but we got minutes in the players that needed it. So anybody tonight that stood out for you that you think has really put their claim in for a place in this playoff side?
There's two players really. Vinny, I thought Vinny were all over tonight. I think he put in a really good shift for once. And what past 3 or 4 games, what he's come on, I think he's looked a bit off it. He hadn't looked like did Vinny at the beginning of the season. He looked really on ball tonight. He did well. Couple miss hit passes, but other than that, he looked perfect. Oldham, mate, like I said, he played really well. There's only 2 things what I didn't like, but I think that's due to match sharpness. There were a couple of balls, one in first half, one in second half, what we played through, and he left his man. He didn't follow him. He let him roll off his shoulder, and he got through. But a couple were there to sweep up. But other than that, probably man at match performance.
Yeah, it was class. I think Callum O'Hare's done himself harm as well.
You were saying about how do you play them all? Why can't we play like the 2 in the middle and have 2 10s, but wide set 10s with O'Hare and Harmer?
You could.
Not as wingers, but like say on edge at boxers. Do you know what I mean?
You mean 3 at back then?
Like a 4-4-2 in it, but more eventually, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, we could.
Because they come central anyway. To be honest, Gus and O'Hare want to come in. You're
not getting benefit of wingers though, are you? And I'm for that. I don't think it's a wingers.
We're not using wingers effectively anyway. We don't cross ball. I mean, I will say Brooks on that left hand side. It's what we've been crying for all season.
Yeah.
In position when the ball comes in, and what's he do when he's got the ball given to him? Straight down wing, crosses it in, perfect cross. Moore does everything perfect. It's his final touches what are letting him down consistently, and it's been that for all the way through the season. It's his final touch. It's like he needs an extra couple of seconds just to pace himself, just to take his shot. Well, it is what it is, isn't it?
I've liked Kiefer Moore up in air though these last 2 games.
I
think in the medals, which one of my pet hates been before because I didn't think he won them. But these last 2 games, them long balls that's going up to, he's winning the medals and he's flicking them on. That's down to then probably more communication between Campbell or Cannon, whoever it is, to judge where he's going to flick that that header onto.
So going into this last game this last prep game essentially against Blackburn, then Rick, are you playing our best side now, or are you starting our best side and maybe managing the minutes, or how are you approaching it?
I'm starting the best side with the formation I'm going to use, and then I'd say around Wilder's 63rd minute, we'll start rotating it.
His favourite.
It's the 63rd minute every game, guaranteed. I'm that confident in it. Right? I might as well go to Ladbrokes and put a bet on. Do you know what I mean?
There you go, mate. It's not
63rd minute.
Gamble responsibly, folks.
That's
So
what I mean.
it's the centre back partnership. Who's your centre back partnership to start?
No, Rob.
Do you think that's what he'll go with, though?
No.
Who's starting then for him?
Do you know, I'm going to say it's going to be Robbo and then Nell, but do you ever get an inkling? I don't know why, but I think he might start Holding and Robbo.
Do you?
Yeah.
Tonight. I don't think you can drop Rob Holding on his performances.
No.
So it's just a case of who he prefers more out of Robbo and Nell, isn't it?
I think Nell's the better defender than Robbo. Without a doubt.
I do.
Finger, but I don't know. Do you think Holding can fetch that calmness to Robbo and actually make him a decent centre back? And I know it's
he looked fine tonight, didn't he? He looked fine.
Yeah. Well, the one mistake where I say he went to clear the ball and he's missed it, and it's just gone straight behind him and dropped to their player. Luckily, Holding were there to clear up. No, sorry, it was Chowdhury, weren't it? Chowdhury's run back and swept it off.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Well,
I think it gets tested more though, Robbo, against Coventry.
Yeah.
Against
a lot more.
You know, any of them playoff teams did. Apart from that 10-15 minutes. I think in that set when we made them changes.
Yeah. It's
we
not even
never
so
had
much.
to do much defending, did we? It weren't hard, you know. It weren't easy, but it weren't. They didn't really massively have a go at us.
They didn't penetrate us, really.
It's not even so much with Robbo's performances, you know. Right? Yeah, he can make mistake, and there is a lot of them. But it's the other things. It's like if somebody don't. It reminds me of a kid. If somebody don't go his way, spitting his tummy out, and he's always shouting or lashing out or something, and it's things like that's what's going to cause a rift. Do you know what I mean? It's good when it comes down to it. Like say we're in final, 20 minutes in, and he has like one of his tantrums, throws the place at ground, and he gets a red, and that's us. We're done. We're 10 men for the rest of the final. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just it's a liability, and yeah, he did play all right tonight, but he's not consistently playing good, is he? He's not consistently level-headed. There were a point in that game where we were having a go again because there were a challenge what he didn't like.
I think a lot of the fan base have come around to that way of thinking recently. It's just whether Wilder is of that thinking now.
I don't think he does. You know what is Wilder, right? He's got stick for it before. He's too loyal to players, and I know he had this big clear out at the beginning of the season saying that there's no sentiment in our ear, but there obviously is because Robbo's still been getting in the side since Sewell got injured. 26th of December, Sewell got injured. Do you know what I mean? What are we in? For nearly 5 months, he's consistently started, and he shouldn't have. When you brought in Rob Holding, who was a professional Premier League experienced player, he shouldn't be near the first team.
100 appearances for Arsenal.
Yeah,
no one in that side gets 100 appearances for Arsenal.
Champions League appearances as well.
Mate, it's like I said, a charity foot bash, right? If Jock comes on, he's 31-year-old. If he plays all right, I'm jumping on that pitch and I'm saying, "Do you want to come back?" Do you know what I mean?
Legally, he's not allowed.
Oh, mate. Yeah,
because he's got him paid out through insurance.
I
get your point.
Do you want to cover Rick before I let you go, pal?
No, mate. Yeah, just have a good one for us tonight.
Yeah, you too, pal, and keep up the good work with your channel, and we'll catch up with you soon. Cheers, buddy. See you later, Ricky from Just United. Thank you to Rick for joining us tonight. We'll jump on some more callers in a minute. I'm just going to try and get through some comments. Efficient tonight, Blade, says Tom. Not a good watch at all, says Joe. Rob Holding made it look easy, says Roy. Absolutely right. That's a very good night for the Blade, says Cooler King. A tough workout. Had to weather a bit of a storm second half, but came back strongly and scored a superb second goal. A real confidence boost. It does feel like it's not swung completely back by any means, but it feels like it's an upturn, doesn't it, at least, Jordan, in terms of the way we'd been going.
Yeah, so, it's a confidence booster, isn't it? We needed it.
Yeah, we did.
It's a performance. It's not the best performance we've seen, but it's a performance that's been good enough to get 3 points and get the morale back with fans celebrating at end, clapping.
Yeah.
You know, it's bringing us back together, and it's what we needed.
Lee says, did what we had to do and got back on the horse. It'll get better once we go back to full strength. Win against Blackburn, and we are good to go for the playoffs. Yeah. Semi-confident now, says Lee. Interesting. Nick Cook, Ramble Royalty, says, well done, Brooks. 49 seconds on the pitch. First touch, goal. And what a goal it was, by the way. Really well taken by Andre Brooks. Matthew says, watching Rian do the interview with Sky, you can see why they all like him. No Blades fan doesn't want him to succeed. Really hope he can kick on with us. Do you think he will stay whichever division? I'm not sure, to be honest. I cannot call it. I was saying, I did a bit of a media piece today for like a Stoke station, and they were asking me about what formation will Wilder play today? What team will he set up? Questions like this: will Rian sign a new contract? Wilder used to be so predictable in a lot of ways. He used to be able to name his 11. Used to be able to tell when he's sort of. I have no idea what he's thinking at the moment. I don't know whether he genuinely believes Jack Robinson's one of the best players at club, for example, which, you know, is in the minority, but he keeps playing him. I don't know whether he genuinely rates Rian in terms of I know we offered him a new contract, so it's not hyperbole or anything like that. I don't know whether he would rate him as a Premier League player, because I don't. But then again, he's played well tonight. Ricky said stuff about, and he's right, he's Rick, in terms of Wilder sometimes shows too much loyalty to players. But the one example he's got in his favour is Ryan Brewster. Ryan Brewster has been on the washed up shelf for so long. You know, one of those broken toys that you're thinking he's just counting down his contract now. And this season, when he's managed to get him back to fitness, he's been a real impact player for us, Ryan Brewster, whether he started or finished. And he's not been a brilliant player. I don't mean it like that. I don't mean to sort of rewrite history. But he scored the winner at Hillsborough. How much more impactful can you get than that? But tonight, man of the match, he's played his part.
He still played a part.
But he was written off, George, is what I'm saying. So maybe that's him in Wilder's mind, that some of these players are written, and he likes to get the most out of players and sort of bring them back and you know, try and make them reach their potential. Maybe he sees that in Jack Robinson. So ultimately, Matthew, I cannot predict it, to be honest. If you're asking me, I don't think Ryan Brewster gets a contract if we're in the Premier League. I don't think he should anyway. I don't think Jack Robinson should. But Chris Wilder might give him it. What do you think, George? Do you think Ryan stays or goes?
If I'm talking...
Or is it division dependent?
Yeah, but if I want him to stop, depending on which division we're in. If we're in Championship, he's obviously not going to be earning what he's earning now. I don't mind if he does stay and he stays around for another year, and he might be an impact sub again and help us out. He might get a start. I don't know. But if we're in Premiership, I think we have to move on from him personally. Okay. Will Wilder do that? Who knows? Like
exactly.
We do not know. But from my opinion, if we're in Championship, I won't mind him staying, I suppose. But if we're in Premiership, no.
Fair dues. Graham says, got the job done. Keep it rolling. Keep it holding up the blades. Absolutely right. Isaac says, games like this make you more confident for the playoffs. 10th time lucky up the blades. We're getting there, says S8 Blades. Ian says, holding man of the match on the Blades website. Can't help thinking that's a message from the fans to Wilder.
I thought that, to be honest. When I got announced, I thought that's
the fan voted man of the match, isn't it? On the, I think it's through X or something like that, or maybe just through the website. What I miss, it proved that not only that not playing O'Hare and Holding just might have been still in the hunt for autos, but it's gone now, says Ray. Ben says, great finish from Brooks. Need to start with O'Hare against Blackburn. Yeah. Solid Blaze performance, says James. Pete Campervan says, back to winning ways, and yes, playoff ready, on track for 92 points. Excellent season, just need a winning trip to Wembley. Yes, back to winning ways, says Wayne. Up the Blades and up the Ramble. Top man, hope you're well. Michelle says, you guys look subdued. Come on, we're going to do it this year. I'm all right. I don't feel subdued. Holding was like a Rolls Royce, says Sheffield 1889. Already up to 7.6k subscribers, Jimmy. So soon after 7k. Brilliant. Well done, pal. Thank you, mate. I'm very honoured to have them sort of numbers. I didn't ever think we'd get to this level. So yeah, delighted, and only more to come, hopefully. David says, comfortable performance tonight. Good to get the win. Another win next Saturday, and we can be confident going into the playoffs. Nice win, guys, says Stephen. Thank you, pal. Dino says, think that Chrissy boy was very savvy with his team selection tonight. Holding looks very classy. Callum O'Hare, excellent. Up the Blades. Footy Fanatic says, only took Brooksy a minute. And to say he's not played more than 30 minutes since January against Hull, that was quite sharp. Yeah, it was. Phil Oakley says, happy with that performance. Holding was fantastic, and 2 up top is definitely the way forward. City's passing is going from strength to strength. Up the Blades, up the Ramble. Top man. John says, a good win. Not sure Wilder knows his best side, which may be a problem for the playoffs. I still don't think he knows his best side either, to be honest. Carl says, I thought Robinson had a good game. Prefer Hamza at right back. Wish we would have started Cannon to try and keep him on a roll. I agree, Carl, but, you know, we can't complain, can we, overall, I don't think. Jonathan says, win's a win, Jimmy. Australia is buzzing this morning in the Froggatt household. Nice to see Gus Seaton sat in with the fans too. Up the Blades, up the Ramble. Flyover Fred says, O'Hare to score the winner at Wembley against Coventry would be peak EFL. Oh, my word. Ninja says, great team performance, happy for all. And won a nice 87 quid on that result. O'Hare, man of the match for me. Well done, pal. Congratulations. Like and subscribe, everyone, says Will. Top man Bean says, surely there's no way Holding doesn't start in the playoffs now. We weren't great against a poor team, but we needed a win. I agree with that. Sheffield United will win the playoffs, says Better Call Saul. Dale says, it wasn't great. We look more solid with Holding at the back. Got to find a way to fit O'Hare in the team. Shame we didn't see Caceres for 10 or 25 minutes, fair dues. But Fanatic says, I like Tom, but he doesn't put himself about much like Ty does. He had 2 touches, I think. In my opinion, he's better starting when the game dies down and we don't have possession. Get Ty on for pace. Justin says, very professional performance that. Holding solid at the back. Moore looking so much better. Players rested and others getting minutes in the legs. Decent night's work up the blades. Up the Ramble. Playoffs, where are you? Let's be having you. You've got this, says Bjorn. Good workout today, guys. You have so many attacking options and Holding getting up to match fitness. Just too little too late with Rob Holding into it. It's quite frustrating, to be honest. Andy says, Holding and Robbo looked great together. Tech says, make sure you pick a quick 90. Got second day of draft coming up. Priorities. Okay, sorry, mate. Dino says, nice to see Hamer in and his kids in with the Blaze. Yeah. Shows how together we all are now. It does, mate. It does. McCallum, an awful player, says David. Runner Blade. Bryce says, Burnley fan here. Good win tonight. I still think you'll win the playoffs. But what in the hell does Wilder? Why in the hell does Wilder not play O'Hare with Hamer all the time? Should be the first 2 names on his team sheet. There'll be a few Blades that are agreeing with you there, Bryce, to be honest. Callum O'Hare playing the Hamer role showed me they are like for like. Kiefer Moore couldn't trap a bag of cement, says David, who's on one tonight. Unbelievable. Was the Campbell yellow a bit harsh, says Stephen? No, it were a dive, mate. You deserve a yellow card if you're diving. Do you think it's still a bit weird that Gilchrist is not getting any minutes? Do not get it. Yeah, I do. I do on reflection think it's a little bit odd. Danny says, well, that was a nice result. Still at a total loss as to why Brooks doesn't get more game time. He's better than Rucksack for me and one of us. Up the Blades, up all the Rambles, like and subscribe. Like button, please. Nice one, Danny. Thank you, mate. George says, I think the one thing to take away from that game is the level of Rob Holding. So calm on the ball. Holding was class. Also thought O'Hare played well. Good to get the win and clean sheet up the Blades. Not much recognition for Brewster in the comments at the moment. I think that's harsh. I think we're all like magpies to Rob Holding and Callum O'Hare, which is right. But I think Ryan Brewster deserves his flowers tonight as well. You can do the Milan 4-4-2. O'Hare in the 10, Peck and Hamer as wide midfielders that sit narrow, and then Vinny as the DM. So that's the diamond in it, essentially, in midfield. Dan says, wish he had given Caceres a couple of minutes at the end. We're going to get into some callers in a sec as well because they waited very patiently. Rob says,
if he gave Caceres minutes, he'd probably brought him on instead of Brooks. And we might not have finished game off there. He might not have been in that position.
Yeah.
He might have.
Yeah. Great win for momentum and rested players. Got minutes into players too. Blades win at Wembley. At last for me this season to break more records under the Messiah. 3-4-1-2, no Hamer, Jim. Yeah, I think I missed him out of my team and then corrected Jordan leaving him out of his team. Yeah. So yeah, we're playing Gus, obviously. Pro Brad says Holding was solid tonight. He needs to work on a partnership with Nell in the next game. Thought the formation was okay as well up the Blades. We'd be on 91 points without the -2 and still not get top 2 is crazy. 28 wins as well. More than anyone. No one can beat that. Just the 10 losses that killed us. Absolutely right. That's the maths in it, Matthew. And that's exactly the way it works out.
Losing twice to Burnley and twice to Leeds. There's 4 losses there. So you're losing to them. You're not going to beat into promotion, are you?
Absolutely right, George. George says, hope Vinny pulls some form back for the playoffs. Thinks since his injury, he's lost a yard and been outdone physically a few times. Hope the minutes do him good. Never out of first gear tonight. I agree with George, actually. Ricky thought he were everywhere tonight. I thought he were a little bit disappointing, a little bit underwhelming for me with Vinny. But he does this. He struggles to get up to speed. And then all of a sudden, one game, he'll be absolutely outstanding because we know what he's got in his locker. So Tracy says, play good passes. Game change when Peck, Harrison and Brooks came on. I thought we wobbled a little bit, to be honest, when that first happened. I thought the changes were necessary, but I don't think we really got to grips with it. Probably until we scored, really. Gabe says, do you think Wilder will be our manager a year from now? I'm going to ask you that, Jord, while I get ready to bring our callers in.
Yep, I do.
You do?
Yeah, because we'll be in Premiership. No, I think even if we don't go up, I think he'll get another shot at it. He'll definitely get. I don't think those. Obviously, we're losing playoffs. Let's say. I don't think they'll sack him straight away because they've only just given him a 3-year deal, haven't they? A new 3-year deal. So I think he'll definitely get while like November time, bringing his some more players in summer, and getting well about November time, and they'll probably see where he is from there. If we're not doing as well as we should be, or what they think we should be doing, then he might get sacked then. But okay. I do think he'll still be a starter next season.
Interesting. Right, I'm going to bring our next caller in now. He's been waiting very patiently. Surely he's not miserable tonight. Surely. I don't believe it. It's Mark Meldrew. How's it going, pal?
What do you say to that?
I don't know.
Where's my intro line?
To be honest, Mr. Meldrew,
where's my intro?
You've got a smile on your face. I ain't seen that smile for about 2 months.
I know. First time he smiled in ages. Margaret. 4291. I'm pretty sure that was his number. 4291. Anyway, come on then, Mark. Talk to me about tonight, pal.
Comfortable, weren't it? Didn't really get out of second gear, to be fair. Team didn't really shock me. I thought obviously it would make at least 4 or 5 changes. Thought Oldham looked very good tonight. Thought Robbo looked all right as well. As a pairing, I thought they did all right.
I did.
They didn't really they didn't cause as much problems, really, did they? But apart from a couple of balls outside, but yeah, it looked steady. I thought Vinny looked a bit off it, but at one point where he's trying to get up with play where we're on attack, and he was like just trending treacle. Whether he was just knackered, I don't know. But
I thought so.
Now comfortable. You can't grumble, really. Clean sheet. It just sort of gives them that bit of confidence, doesn't it? Going into next week, and then you've got to build on that now. We've got to sort of believe in a sense now and think that we can do it.
Mark Hill, is that you? Is that you that's come back? The Mark that we know.
Do you feel like we can do it after tonight's game? And so after tonight's game,
straight back down to earth, we are smack. Wait for them.
After tonight's game, and let's say if we play well against Blackburn and we get a win, do you feel a bit more confident than you have been doing recently?
I think it's one of them. If we do beat Blackburn, I mean, every side in that top 6 lost last week. If they go and do that tomorrow, like if all them 3 below us lose tomorrow, it's going to give us a lift, isn't it? Because they're not really going into it with a bit of form, and you've kind of got to do that. But at the same time, I know I saw a stat today where I think Southampton lost 3 out of the last 4 when they got promoted. So I don't really read into it too much. It's end of the day, it's a 3-game season for us now, isn't it? It's 3 games. You've got to get through 3 games, 2 games to get to the final. But it's got to give us a lift. I mean, I'd have fancied it, even if we were sort of still in with a chance of getting it top 2. I'd have fancied us tonight. They're not a good side. But then again, we've played teams like Plymouth, Oxford, with all due respect, and we've come up short, haven't we? So we can't rumble too much.
No, we can't. I think that's fair to say. Anybody for you that's staked their claim for playing in playoffs tonight that you wouldn't have necessarily considered before tonight, Matt?
I think O'Hare's got to play.
Yeah,
O'Hare. Just where he links it. I mean, I think O'Hare complements Moore really well, and I think Moore's, like George touched on it, and I've said it to a pal of mine, I think he's better when it's out from here upwards. He's all right, and then below that, it just seems to, and it seems to be when he's got nobody near him. Like he'll have 10 yards of space, and it just bounces off him. And I think Diaz he's a bit like that as well. But O'Hare, I mean, if Oldham plays like that against Blackburn again and he gets minutes, he's got a right dilemma there, because what do you do then? I just can't see him, as much as I've jumped on like Robinson and I've backed him, and I don't think he did a deal wrong tonight. I just can't see him. I don't think Wilder will take him out. I just don't think he will.
Do you think he takes an L out there?
No, I think Holding will be up bench. I do. That's just what I can't see it. I just can't see it.
I don't. I can.
You know what I think he'll do next week?
What?
I think he'll start and Nell and Holding, because
Maybe,
then
yeah.
had a look at the partnership of Holding and Robbo tonight, and then he gets a look at Nell and Holding next week. Then he's got a dilemma after that.
I mean, that we Holding tonight. There were one part where I think they went to play a like ball down line, and he stepped in, took it with one touch, like about 2 yards front byline, took her to try with his feet, and he's spreading it 60 yards at pitch.
Yeah,
but
he reads the game so well, doesn't he? He stepped in front of his man, and he's just so calm.
He didn't look leggy tonight. I think he looked.
No, he didn't.
He looked on it. He looked sharp. I thought Campbell did well again. Unlucky probably not to score. I mean, that with Andre Brooks, that's Brooks, that little spell, that's Brooks in a nutshell. Scores a good goal like that, and then he's running up pitch 3-on-2 and just couldn't find a man. That's probably why he didn't play as much.
Jim said that.
But
Jim said that.
It's good for fringe players and them that's not really been featuring. And like you said, Moore and Callum Aware, they were sort of pivotal at the beginning of the season. So if they can get sort of firing, what better time than now, to be fair. But
I think Kiefer Moore's going to be starting, to be honest, because I think it looks like we're going to be playing that two up top. So I think he's going to be one of the main ones that start, and it's going to be obviously Campbell and then Cannon that might be rotating.
I'd want to see Campbell and Cannon together.
I don't think he plays them two.
No, I don't.
I don't think he plays Campbell and Cannon purely because if we play, I think Bristol or Coventry, you look at their defences, and I think they're both quite big lads at back. I can't see. And yeah, you could say, they play it outsides, but I think he will go away. Like today, they're still quite big at back. Burnley were quite big at back, and he went with Moore again. But I think he needed minutes to catch up, to be fair.
I don't mind Kiefer Moore. I thought he played well tonight, but you're right. He sometimes struggles with ball at his feet, but
it's like that one
when good options now. So
it's like that one with Moore where I think Brooks went down left, and I think if that ball were about 2-3 yards higher, Moore's got a free header, but he was just too low, and he should have done better with it. Don't get me wrong, but
just get it on target from doing it.
Yeah, but listen, we've just got to take this into Blackburn now. I think he'll make changes again. I think he knows what he needs to do. I don't think Gus will play again. I'd rest him again. I just wouldn't even like.
Well, you know he's going to play, don't you? So it's as long as you feel like he can keep up his fitness and miss a couple of games, then that's probably smart, isn't it, to look after it.
He might be in the squad against Blackburn. He might be on bench. He might get 15 minutes or so.
Yeah,
I'd be happy if we didn't start him.
Yeah, me too. Right, mate. Anything else you want to cover before I let you go?
No, that's it, chaps. I'll see you soon.
It's nice to see you smiling, pal. See
how get that intro sorted out, Jim. It's not good enough.
He's taking Jord long enough. Right, pal. See you soon.
Take care, lads. See you later.
Pal.
Yeah, mate. Nice one, Mark. Thank you for joining us. Straight on to our next caller. Live from Cornwall. It's David. How's it going, pal?
All right, mate. You?
Yes, very well, thank you. Let it be. What's your thoughts? What's your thoughts on that performance tonight, pal?
I'm not worried about the performance, mate. I needed that after today.
Yeah.
You know, it was a nothing match, wasn't it? Really.
Yeah.
But
it was.
It gave us another win.
It did.
We got minutes in some legs.
Correct.
But it's going to be interesting to see what he does. You know, like Kiefer Moore is very deceptive player.
Yeah.
He's slower than he looks. No, joking apart, I mean, Brewster's got to have a lot of comment today. He did really well.
Yeah, he did.
He did really well. And, you know, it makes you wonder why we haven't had Callum O'Hare playing on that performance.
Yeah.
But we don't know if he had a little knock.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. You know, we don't know. But, like people have said, we didn't get out of second gear.
But a win's a win, isn't it? And it's so you could feel a lift in everybody during the performance. So does it make you feel slightly more confident, David, going into the playoffs?
Playoffs? Are we in the playoffs?
Believe it or not, we are.
Oh,
Believe
right.
it or not.
Yeah, mate. You know, take a leaf out of Wilder's book.
Yeah, one of them.
Yeah. Keep the chin up.
Absolutely right.
It's got
Absolutely
to
right.
happen at some time, hasn't it?
Yeah.
I keep saying that.
And what better year than, 100 years since we last
Oh,
won?
I know. It would be, it'd be so sweet, wouldn't it? But obviously there's a long way to go before we get there.
Yeah.
We've been Blades long enough to know that it's never done that straightforward. So
It's going to be a tough 2 games coming up.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, well, apart from the Blackburn one, I'm on about the playoffs.
Yeah.
Whoever we get in the playoffs.
People say that, don't they, David? Who would you prefer? I think it don't matter who you get. It's going to be tricky, isn't it? Because the team will be up for it. So
they always say you've got to beat the best of the best to win it. So it don't matter how you play, you've got to beat the best to win it, and it's as simple as that, isn't it?
That's right. That's right.
It's just, like I would imagine this win, second win, got to win again away from home, and can we go on and are the players in that right frame of mind?
Oh, let's hope so, mate. Let's hope so.
But I'm more confident
than you were.
Yeah, than I was after
I am
the
too.
game.
Yeah, I am too.
That sort of, even though we all sort of said, oh, we're not going to get there now, it's going to be playoffs. We're all, it's playoffs, don't worry. And in the back of your mind, you're thinking, well, could we?
Yeah, if maybe just maybe.
Maybe, could be.
Yeah, but we know what we've got to do now, don't we?
Telling me, just think, if you'd have won them 3 games, Oxford, Millwall, and Plymouth.
No, I'm not thinking.
And I'm like, no, I don't want to know that. Thank you.
I know. Can't think like that, can you? No,
I mean, I thought they did well, and I mean that it was worth it, wasn't it, just to see that pass from Siddy.
Oh, mate, yeah. How nice. Oh, yeah. And that from Callum O'Hare to Siddy.
Yeah.
And then did his cross. And a first time finish from Brooksy as well. Really good goal. Fantastic. Right. Well, thank you, David. Really appreciate you joining us, pal.
No worries, mate. I'm off to bed now.
Are you off to bed? Anything else you want to cover before I let you go?
No, you don't want to know about my day, mate. Go on.
I'll catch up with you soon then, pal. Nice to see you. Thanks for joining us, David.
See you later. Bye, George.
See you later, mate.
See you, mate. Top man, David. What a top man. Right, let's get in some of these comments then. Worst ref this season, and that's saying something. How they finished with 11 players could have ended and had 2 with them having 2 sent off up the Blades. I think Vinny will improve in the more minutes he gets, says Andy. Phil says deep into the 90s, low 90s, not deep, high-end 90s. He's doing a Farker 90-point trophy. I hope you come out on top should you get to the final. Good content, Jimbo. Thank you, mate. Cheers for a good night, lads. Thanks for a good one. I'll do Robot next 90 after 90. Got an early start tomorrow. Thank you, Will. No problem, pal. Sam says it was a good win. It was a good win, mate. You're right. In my opinion, I think that Sousa is getting better the more games he gets, says 1889. Mogger says if we hadn't won playing 4-4-2 tonight, we would be in a bit of a muddle. So I think tonight is a huge positive. We may be onto something. Got to play O'Hare and Hamer on the wings and Holding and I don't know. That's last you've said there, Mogger. Rossi says Holding cool as if only Hamza was better at right back. O'Hare busy. Brewster good. Hamer was a miss with his creativity, but overall good to get back on the horse. Jimmy, up all the rambles. Keep up the good work. Thank you, pal. Alessandro says tonight was just about finding form, and that was positive. Winning in what felt like second gear, having rotated. Brooks did well, so would like to see him start against Blackburn. Maybe Gilchrist and One get minutes. I don't know. I think this would have been the game for particularly One, Alessandro. I think now that you're getting closer to the crunch time of the playoffs, you've got to be leaning more into your stronger team and getting a bit of synergy between those players that are going to be playing. Robbo needs to control his temper, says Tracy. He does play on the edge, doesn't he? I think that adds to his game, if I'm honest. He just needs to keep a lid on it. I think that's fair. Liam says, forgot to say when I was on, O'Hare was outstanding, best player on the pitch. And going back to earlier about where can we fit him in, what about right wing lads, like Ricky said? Up all the rambles, like and subscribe. Daniel says, Leeds fan here, and since finding your channel, I genuinely hope you guys win the playoffs. Top bloke, hard to believe you're a blade. Thank you, mate. Fingers crossed the rivalry will continue next year, lads. Dukey says, there's no way you ain't going up, fella. It's always been Leeds, Burnley, and Leeds up. I think you mean Blades up, but yeah. Swap BBD for Burrows in the starting 11, but BBD off the bench too, says Alessandro. Tom Denton says, hey up, Jimmy, good win tonight. To be fair, pal, I would have liked to have seen Ryan One tonight, just to see what he could do, but good performance, bring on the playoffs. I think it's good to be our own time eventually up the Ramble. Are you getting some stick, Jod?
No.
That's
I knew it'd be like she come down, done something in the kitchen, and then I muted it. I was just saying night overall.
Is she taking her balloons tomorrow?
She's gone now.
All right, okay.
She'll be turning her back on 10th minute though.
Oh, will she? Yeah. Huge protest planned. Brand says, good win that tonight, Jimmy. I think we can safely say Rob Holding is an absolute Rolls Royce at the back, and he isn't even fully up to speed yet. Fraser says, some decent individual performances tonight. Pick of the bunches, of course, Holding. Not sure I'm a fan of this new 4-4-2 formation. Our press seems disjointed. I agree, press does. And better sides will find it easier to pass their way out and through us. Interesting. Has Andy the Blade changed his travel plans so he can attend the final? Jimmy says, PJ, my missus won't let me up the Blades. Up the right. He can't, mate. He's got a wedding to attend abroad. So he's stuck, I'm afraid. And if anybody related to the wedding is listening, he cannot wait to attend. S25 Blade says that performance was reminiscent of most of the season's away games. That'll do me for the next two away games. Up the Blades, up the Ramble. Controversial. Brewster, man of the match. Not controversial. I think it's a fair shout tonight. Anyway,
didn't it? So it's not.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Sky game it. Holding must play, says Donna. But this is Wilder. If he drops him, that could cost us promotion. Stick with Holding. Fatty Folk says Brooks had a great game for the 21s. Steve B says, what are your thoughts on Danny Hall, the journo up the Ramble? I think he's a good lad. I think he does a good job. I think since taking over as the lead man at Sheffield Star, he's really held it well. And yeah, I've got a lot of time for it. He's been on Ramble. He's a friend at channel. No issues at all with Danny at all. I think you'd think sometimes that it might overlap in stuff, but we talk quite regular. There's no issues at all with Dan. Wavo says, I think Wilder needs to trust our youth a bit more. Brooks, quality player, and would have improved over the season if we'd started more up the Blades. I think Sidney Peck is an example of sticking with a young player and seeing consistent improvement. Not that everybody's going to have that consistent trajectory, either, Jard, but it's you have to give them minutes in order to see him progress. I think
Wilder sees him in training as well, which obviously is not what we see. And I don't know if something's gone off through the season, but he's obviously given him a bit of tough love, hasn't he?
Yeah.
And then integrating him back into the team as well. So I think he knows what he's doing.
He did intimate at one time that he needs to up his game in training, didn't he?
That's what I'm trying to think towards. Of that, he said that. So it's kind of gave him a kick up backside a bit, and he's obviously worked his way back towards that, and he's got his goal tonight. So yeah, fair play.
Yeah. Quality seeing Gus in the stands tonight, says Fraser. Forgot how much O'Hare's energy brings. Thought Moore was great in the air today. Fingers crossed his first touch will start improving with the minutes under his belt. Footy Fanatic says, Rian Brewster, baby. Rian Brewster, whoa. Good win, Jim. It's all going to be okay, says Ricky. I hope so, mate. I hope so. Football fan 123 says, great win, Blades. Get the confidence back going into the playoffs. Up the Blades, up the Ramble. All Blades. I don't know what that means. Andy Hodgson says, good performance after a challenging 2 weeks. Wilder has done an amazing rebuild job. Can't understand the level of negative incoming he gets. I agree, mate. I agree. Bigger picture, he shouldn't be getting any stick, in my opinion. Ricky says, Wilder should get the first 10 games if we stay down. What about if we go up then, Ricky? Are you sticking with him anyway, I assume? Bjorn says, should do 4-3-3 as Knutson and my local team, Bodo Glimt, do. Midfield trio with Sousa, Peck and Hamer. Attacking trio with Campbell, Moore and O'Hare. O'Hare, Roman and Campbell running bit. Oh, that does sound pretty tasty, doesn't it?
I like that. I can't disagree with it.
Need to park the negativity and get behind the lads. We're still in with a great chance. Well said, Andy. I think that's very well said. Kev says, just needed the win. Nothing else matters. Not seen the full game yet as I live in Brist, Vegas. Brisbane. Nice. Up the Blades, up the Ramble. Like and subscribed. Formed in 1889, promoted 100 years later in 88, 89, and in 89, 90. Interesting stat that. Loved Wilder giving Stoke fans stick back. Did he, Jamie? I ain't seen that, but I will.
Is that when he were laughing and doing that though? Because when he were doing keep chin up, I wonder if that's what they were sort of mimicking, and then he's laughing about it. I don't know.
I thought he were doing it to United fans about.
I did, but I wondered if that's because he were laughing at the same time when he were doing it. So I wonder if he were aiming it at them as well.
And FX Pilot has given us those stats because he's also saying last win at Wembley 1925, playoff winners 2025. It's written. I hope you're right.
It's meant to be.
Oh, Wavo says hindsight is a wonderful thing, but if you look what Raksaki has offered, it's disappointing given his talent, but also it's stunted Brooks' development as there's definitely a player in there. Bryce says, please like, subscribe, and share the channel, please. It's free and helps our fantastic channel to grow. Thank you, Bry. You're absolutely right. Yeah, if you do like the content, please do like the video and subscribe to the channel because it's a huge help to us. And you'll get to see more of our lovely faces. Riff says, sorry about that. Don't let it put you off. Riff says, I know you guys seen it as a friendly, but the scoreline really flattered us. My worry is that we got outplayed in the middle of the pitch. Just got too easily bypassed. I think we did an efficient job tonight, Riff. I know what you're saying, and if you dissected it too much, then you might be concerned about a few little things. But it was a bit of a scratch 11, like Cooler King had said earlier, a bit of a put together team to try and get minutes into players rather than get free flowing rhythm into a team. I think Blackburn will be a different side. I think it will be a team that we're looking to get patterns of play together. I may be wrong. But I think that's certainly the way I'd go about it. Aaron says, a creative goal is promising, but that's been a struggle all season. Really like Peck and Brooks together and think they have the attitude we want. Liam says, we played Cannon and Campbell up top against Pompey at home. Yeah, let's not talk about Pompey at home, Liam. You're right, we did, mate. Mark says, forgot to mention referee, absolutely terrible. I knew you'd moan about something. How Gooch didn't get booked is beyond me, and Wilmot should have gone after that tackle on Ryan, up the Ramble, up the Meldrew.
I do agree with Gooch. I don't know how he didn't get booked.
Gooch. How he's not in the book tonight is incredible, isn't it?
I agree with that.
Kelly says, hi, Jimmy. Hope you're well. I'm so nervous for the playoffs, but I think we have a chance with the team we've got. Up the Blades, up the Ramble, up behind the Ramble. I think we're going to catch up on these comments, George. First time in ages.
Getting an early finish, are we?
We might be. We need to get Brooks out on loan. Out on loan. I could
go up
into the
I agree. If
they
go up, then yeah. If we stay down, then I'd probably keep him in and out squad.
Liam says, if Mark's having an intro, I want one too. Mark's not getting an intro, mate. Mark's not getting an intro. Up all the Rambles, please like and subscribe. So no, is that Hamer or Hamza? What are we talking about? Hamer. If we didn't mention Hamer in our 11s, then it's an oversight because Hamer is the first name on the team sheet. I'm Michael Cooper. Can we ask Leeds if they'll lend us wingers for the playoffs? That'd be nice. Holding moves like a Rolls Royce.
I'd take Dan James.
Yeah.
Even though is he injured still? I'm not sure.
A one-legged Dan James will do me, to be honest. Big Tony says, if we play like that for the next 4 games and get the same results, I will not care one bit. Me neither, mate. Me neither. Cooler King says the worst thing the Blades could do is give Wilder money in the summer and then sack him if they don't start well. A new manager then has to do his own rebuild. If you're going to change it, do it in the summer. What do you reckon, Joe? You've got to. We've said it before, haven't we? You've got to stick with Wilder, surely.
Yeah,
you've got to do. And if there are any doubts over him, then change it. But I agree with Cooler King in that respect. Don't let him spend the money and then not.
I think they're happy working with him. They wouldn't have given him a new contract. They'd have probably waited to see what we'd done. If they were unsure on him, they wouldn't have given him a new contract straight away. They'd have waited and see how it had gone on, and then they'd have probably thought he's not going to get us up. We'll sack him in summer. But they didn't. They come in, they backed him in January, and then gave him a new contract. I just can't see him sacking him in summer, no matter what we do.
Yeah. Tom says Brewster did great tonight. To be fair, I know we all, and no one can lie, give him stick, but we're starting to see his potential. I think if we give him, get to the final and Wilder picks the first 11 right, then if he picks it right, then we win it. Come on. I hope you're right, Tom. I hope you're right, mate. If I can eventually get your comment out, because I can hardly speak then. We'll end up going up because I can't go, says Mark. Another miserable comment from Mark Meldrew. But yeah, we will, though. That'll be the ironic thing, because Mark can't make it. There's a few people can't make it, actually, which is, you know, it's just one of them things, isn't it? Unfortunately, I certainly can. I'll be on that coach, that Ramble coach.
I ain't missing that if we get there.
Is Mrs. Motson coming?
You must be joking me. I won't even invite her. No chance.
The Wednesday night. Oh, dearie me. She'll be good.
To be honest, she had it not last year before, didn't she? So it's our time this time.
That's true. That's true. Do you think Brooks will get more minutes and develop around the squad? I think it's a bit late now, Jack, to be honest. A bit late now. But it'll be interesting to see what happens next season with Andre Brooks. Jamie says, on the minibus coming back from the game, good game, but got to play better than that in the playoffs. I think we will, mate. I think we will. It was about turning the ship around tonight, and I think we've done it. I think we've sort of changed the mindset a little bit, chipped away at it, and things are looking a little bit more positive, certainly than they were before kickoff. Just a thought, Jimmy, is it worth contacting United to create a pay-to-watch their live streams of games whilst you and George simultaneously live stream commentary? Not sure if that made sense. Is it worth contacting United to create a pay-to-watch their live? Create a pay-to-watch their live. I don't know what you mean, mate. I don't know what you mean. I've been speaking to the club about doing a few bits, if that's what you're meaning. I like Holding's long ball, says Jack. We didn't attack Gooch, says Riff. I was saying in the chat that Sariki and Brewster needed to tag team on him, and we got red for sure, but we'd sort of let him off. Andy says, anybody think that challenge on Femi was a pen? It looked a pen to me. I didn't. I think it'd have been harsh. I could see it being given, but I think it'd have been harsh.
Someone said that there were a bit of contact on it. He sort of catches his left foot, which I did see at half time. I don't know whether it was enough for a penalty. I'm not sure. For me, I think if it had gone up, opposite way, and another team would have got against us, I'd probably been saying that's not a penalty. So I can't say that it's a penalty to us and then be wrong. Say opposite thing other way around.
Great Bant says, missed the game. How are the two centre backs? Decent. Rob Holding in particular, but Robinson didn't do anything wrong tonight either, I have to say. I think it will be a Nell at right back in the playoffs, says Mogger. It's not a bad shout. It's a bit rogue, but it's not a bad shout. 100% pen on Femi, says Mark. Anywhere else on the pitch, it's a foul. That's not the rules, though, is it? I agree with you. Anywhere else on pitch, it's a foul, but they never go by that, do they? Save me a seat on the coach, says Tex. We'll have to get it in group, mate, and get it sorted. FX says, I'm not Chris's biggest fan, but you have to give the guy half of next season, whatever happens over the next few weeks. Riff says, I think it depends on what happens with Leeds as well. If they do fire Farker, I think our owners start considering their options too. Do you really? I don't think that affects us at all. If Leeds sack Farker, get him down here. No, thanks.
Where are we going with this?
No.
We've won 2-0. We haven't even played this playoffs yet, and we're talking about if Wilder gets sacked.
I've got it. Soft play next to Wembley, Nipper Cross Road, win promotion, then go back, get me on that coach. Fair dues. Thomas says, is the Ramble coach full now? If not, how do you book a seat, please, pal? It's something that they're sorting out in the Platinum chat at the moment, so I'll keep you posted on that. It's filling up, no doubt about it, but I'll keep you posted on whether there's any availability. Holding was class. Those two tackles on Brewster were shocking. I agree with that, Carl. They won't sack Fark, says Brian. I think they might. Right. Just when you thought we were going to go to bed and get an early night, George, look what we're going to get now.
This is the view from the mountain with a heart so pure it's astounding. Man, mountain strong and true. What a man, what a view.
What a man, what a view. How's it going, Mr. Mountain?
Good view, this, isn't it? Very professional. Yeah. Look at this. Very nice. Yep. The elephant in the room. How bad?
I used that joke last time, so we can't use it again, I'm afraid.
No, sorry, mate.
Were you chugging some red wine there before you came on?
No, I don't even drink, do I? I'm like you, mate.
Yeah, all right. Okay. Yeah, so nice rosy cheeks. What is it you want to talk about tonight, Mr. Mountain?
The refereeing. Jesus, my God. Never get bored of
defend that, Gaz. Defend that.
Mate, slagging off refs is like my favourite thing. My God, it is so bad. There were so many bad tackles. I couldn't believe what they were getting away with. When McCallum scores the goal, he nearly what is he doing? Why? He's like, absolutely nearly killed him. It was unbelievable. It was crazy. I thought.
My brother hates me. Because all I do at matches, to be honest, is complain about referees. But if he did the job, I wouldn't have to complain, would I?
It's his job. It's his job.
The stuff that went without like a bat of an eyelid from anyone, just like, what? Did anyone else see that? Did anyone see?
When they took the free kick, like they just played advantage, like 10 yards away from where foul had taken place. Just ridiculous stuff like that, weren't it? Absolutely.
No, I couldn't believe the challenge on Brewster. Was it Wilmot or something?
Yeah, Ben
Wilmot. Yeah.
Oh, I'm not. Both of them could have been a red. When I saw the replay of the one on Brewster where he's actually made a really good tackle, legit tackle, you could tell he was annoyed. He wanted to make sure he made the tackle.
Yeah,
he literally stamps on his shin, and although he does it, he'd be a great player for us, wouldn't he? As much as
yeah, but if that was for us, he'd probably get sent off.
Well, yeah, there you go. That was the thing. I thought they were filth. They were so salty, Stoke tonight.
Yeah, they were.
They were out to leave something on every single challenge, and I could not get it. Like, yeah, all right, you're probably just about going to survive. What's in it for you lot? And they were just batter. They were trying to batter us all game. And the follow through on McCallum from the goal when he scored, he didn't know what to do, did he? Because he realised he'd just been absolutely judo kicked, and then but he had scored because Johansson's really not as good as we thought he was.
No, he's not. He's not, is he?
He was like at the Leeds game and this game. Crikey, I'm really struggling. And to be honest, I ain't seen loads of Stoke this season, but I know he went there. Yeah, what are they paying him? Like
player of the season, I think.
Paying him 35 bags.
Where have they got 35 bags from?
He went for money. He had his chance to come to us, didn't he? And straight away it was said he's gone for money. And look how it's worked out. He's down a team that's down fighting relegation. And we got an absolute it's perfect. It works out perfect. We got a stealing Michael Cooper.
George, you are not wrong, but it could have been a lot worse than Johansson. But he has been dreadful these last two matches I've seen. I can't believe I don't know what people are seeing. But the second goal, Robin's description was perfect after the game as well. It was really good play. Callum O'Hare off the right hand side. That beautiful little chip ball over the top for Peck.
Oh,
like the weight of ball from Peck as well. Great technique. That's really hard to stop. I'd back that to go in the Premier League. Me,
yeah, I would.
That was really good play.
That's the quality we've got in it. That's the quality we've got in this side, which makes it so frustrating that it's so few and far between.
Are you seasoning it there, Jim?
I am,
I like the seasoning, mate.
That's
what you haven't got. That's what we've got. You haven't got that, no. And no, it was grand.
With celebration.
Yeah. Just thought super duper. No, I don't know. It was just really good, lads. It was just really good for really good second goal. Take the victory. The Blades fans sounded immense. I like seeing the scenes at the end. Wilder's such a good winner.
Such a bad loser.
Terrible loser. Oh my god.
He's a terrible loser and he's a terrible winner. He's one of them.
He's one of us.
Mate,
that is why, because he's one of us. Because we are terrible losers.
Mate, he was so muggy towards that lot at the end. It was great. It was so good.
I love it.
The Puhauser.
Don't drink and ramble, people. That's the message out of this one. But
don't even start. I knew it. Right, sod you then. It's late.
No.
It's late.
There we go. Look, his blackcurrant juice is here.
To be honest, Paul, I'm surprised he didn't pick it up on me because
quick get him off.
Our Guinness earlier.
Unbelievable. Who's
You're a madman, George. You're a madman.
After that game, Man Mountain, who is undroppable now?
Oh gosh, I don't know the ones we expected, obviously.
Or who's got to be included in playoff side now?
I think someone just mentioned about NL being right back. I do not pick Hamza now. That's hard not to do. That's a problem position that I think he might have solved the problem for us. Do we disagree? Are we not on the page here? Are we on...
Oh yeah, we're on the page. We're on the page.
Okay, well, I think Hamza's the man for right back.
He's played very well at right back. Better at right back than he has centre midfield. His natural position.
For me, he's not intelligent enough to play centre mid, and I don't think.
Wow. Remember, you might be seeing him in like 2 weeks. What's up? Watching?
He's not. No. I don't mean.
I know.
I think he knows that he knows how to cut out a passing line. That's fair play, but he's not. He's not Peck and Sousa, is he? So he's not going to play. He's not going to play. They're not going to play all three because that's way too negative. So it's just. I think he deserves to play right back. I think he's been a better right back than the others consistently over the last sort of 3 or 4 games, and I think he sort of played his way into that problem position. I think Sariki would be grand for the last 25 half an hour to come and stretch teams and give him that pace problem. I thought the challenge on him in the box, I think in the Premier League that gets given 7 times out of 10. I really believe that, and I think there was some missed challenges. There was a missed challenge on their side as well. Brewster absolutely nailed that lad, didn't he, on the edge of the box?
Yeah,
through the back of his ankle. At the referee, how many can you get wrong? He just got it all wrong, didn't he? He missed every single big decision, and it meant that Stoke thought they had license to leave a glove on every challenge. And I was a bit annoyed we didn't sort of. I know we didn't want it to be a bloodbath because we need our players, but I just think we should have left a few more mitts on, a few more left a little calling card on a couple of others. And I was really surprised when I saw Sidney Pep come on that he didn't put his hands on somebody, because I expected as soon as that came on, I think it would have been his game. He'd been telling Wilder, wouldn't he, like the Tasmanian devil, get me on. And he just didn't do it, did he? I thought he was going to nail somebody. It didn't happen. I'd almost have prayed for a Michael Brown sort of, you remember what his tackling was like at times.
Love Brown.
I do. I'd love to him to be coming on for 20 minutes just to be like, bang, I'm going to have somebody here. But as much as Berger was an absolute rep all game, like if how many fouls did it take for him to get drawn up on something or a yellow card or anything? But he's a great player.
Sorry.
Do you not think?
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he's class.
Stop laughing at me, you knobhead.
Don't swear. You're on the ramble. Don't swear, necking.
Is that even a swear? I'm a teacher. I don't think that's a swear. I think I let that one fly. So,
okay. Who's your centre back pairing for playoffs, or who's Chris Wilder's centre back pairing for playoffs?
Oh, who's Jimmy's and who's Chris's? I'll go with.
Who's Wilder picking for playoffs?
I don't know, because I agreed with you. I thought Anel. I watch your obviously I watch it, but I thought I think Anel's been quite poor recently.
Yeah, I agree.
And it's hard because I don't think Robinson's form's that bad. Am I allowed to say that on the stream or not?
No, you are. Yeah, of course you are. Yeah.
I don't think his form's bad. and I don't know. It's hard, isn't it? It's horses for courses. I think Holding, if he rests him in the next game, it's a surefire sign that he's good. What are you doing there? Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
I think Holding. I think if he rests him in the next game, although I did see, I thought it was going to be a reasonably tight turn, but it isn't, is it? It's like 12 days or something.
Yeah. What, till Blackburn?
No, not Blackburn. Between Blackburn and.
No, we're playing.
we play Blackburn on the 3rd.
It's 5 days.
Yeah, 5 days.
It's 5 days.
Yeah.
And then 4 before second leg.
So I think he might rest Holding and then he might play him in the playoffs. And then he can't drop an L, can he? So I just don't see. I think Holding's got to get the nod, but that doesn't mean it's going to happen.
Wow. Well, thanks for that insight. So you've no idea, have you, really?
No. I've got as much idea as you, and I'm hopeful of the same result, obviously. But I ain't got. How do we know, Jim?
Are you more confident after tonight than you were going into the play? I know you've always been fairly confident anyway, but it's surely a positive sign that we've managed to turn it around slightly, haven't we, leading into this game and the Blackburn game going forward. Is it important that we win that game now? Should we be playing a stronger side to make sure we win that game? And
as Bruce, more importantly, has Brewster played his way in? That's what I want. I want to hear what you've got to say about that. Has Brewster played his way into this team?
I think he probably has, but you've also got to remember you're leaving out. I think he's in over somebody like Brereton Diaz, but he's not in over Gus Hamer. So it depends on where you put him in the side, doesn't it? It might be Callum O'Hare versus Brewster for that. Who's the other side of Gus?
I think he plays Callum O'Hare out right and Gus out left.
Callum O'Hare out right and Gus left.
Mate, is it me or is Wilder just determined to crowbar him in wherever he can get him in?
Yeah, he is. He's determined. But he played well tonight, didn't he?
And
he's got man at match. Yeah. You can crowbar him in all you like, but he's done well.
Yeah, and I think he is starting to prove himself a little bit to be more worthy of the status he's got or where he's getting to at the moment. But I don't know. I just think like O'Hare, that little dink ball over the top, the link play, he's just really clever, isn't he? And it works. I still think that Brewster's got a big part to play. I think he'll be a big player for us. For me and you, I think he'd be off the bench, wouldn't he? But
yeah, he would. Yeah. So, are you starting Gus then or not?
When? Next week?
Yeah, let's say that. I actually meant for playoffs, but yeah.
Yeah, but for the playoffs, that is the daftest question in the universe.
Yeah, but you've just been saying, is he going to play Brewster and O'Hare? Because he is, isn't he? Like on this form, he's playing it, but you can't drop Gus.
O'Hare's just set up a goal off the right. Right, do you know what I was thinking of earlier, Jim? I'll be honest. Here we go. I was thinking that Sariki could be a great right mid, right wing option if Gilchrist came in at right back. If we wanted to play 4-4-2 to give us that balance, Sariki could be a great option on that right-hand side for me. But Callum O'Hare has dinked through the most sublime ball of the game today.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. What's that? Read that.
I've just been at the fountain.
Mate, I am on
red wine.
Mate, I'm enjoying. I've been had a busy week. I'm here watching the football.
You've got to enjoy yourself, haven't you? You've got to enjoy.
Mate, I'm a 19 crimes. There you go. Sponsorship deal.
Yeah, if they want to sponsor the Ramble, they're more than welcome. Are you wearing one of your shirts tonight, by the way, mate?
No, that's next week, Jim. I've told you that.
Oh yeah, sorry. Launch next week.
Yeah, when we've got more of the, Yeah. Anyway, no, I'm just happy for the result, and I'm glad that Callum O'Hare fitted on the right hand side. Stop laughing at me. You're doing my head in.
We're not. What are you talking about? Who's laughing at you?
You clown
I'm
pants.
not.
You're half asleep. You're half asleep. You two a minute ago.
No, you're making me laugh.
Now you're just wetting yourself at me every 2 minutes. Drinking, man. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Anyway.
I love it, mate. I love that you've come on and you saw that comments had dried up because we got through them all quicker than I expected, and you thought I'm going to save the player.
Trying to save this stream. I'll be honest. It's
mate. You have. Oh, you have. Don't you worry about that. You certainly have.
You better not be clipping me up. I know.
No. I would never do anything like that.
This isn't the second bottle. It's only the first bottle as well. I think I'm a lightweight now. Anyway.
Yeah, I think you probably are.
Don't get it on enough. But no, it's encouraging, and I'll be there for Blackburn, obviously, and then
good lad.
Then we're there for the Monday night. Say again, George.
Another drink before game.
Don't take this abuse, Man Mountain.
Just asking.
I tell you what, George. I tell you what, mate.
Yeah.
I've done it kick off at 12:30, so I'm not. My name's not the other Paul. I won't be in the pub at 7:30 in the morning.
Clarky.
Clarky
banging door down.
Clarky's like, what's this? What's this? Match day. No, well, it's 12:30 kickoff, isn't it? But I am sizing up one afterwards, George. So if you want to come and buy me a beer, pal, I'll be there. Don't worry.
So we need. Have you arranged your days so that you are definitely at the home playoff fixture on Monday at 12?
Oh, mate, I'm always. I've never missed the playoff semi or a final ever.
I know you struggle sometimes, don't you? But you've got to surely, if you can, you've got to be over for that, haven't you?
It's Monday night, isn't it? So
yeah, but it's an 8 o'clocker, so you'll have time, I think.
Yeah, I'll be up the motorway straight after work. Monday meeting, get up the motorway. Definitely, me and Ronzarelli will definitely be up, and then definitely there for the final when we get there. So
wow, when
love that.
That'll get clipped.
Mate, are you serious? This is it, mate. We're breaking this jinx easy. I can't imagine anything else.
A few hours later.
Cassidy, you old. Oh, God, what's he saying? Man Mountain? What was that? Go on, Jim. Don't be shy.
Falling off the cliff.
Mate, I'm so far from the cliff. It's untrue. We are flying. We're all over it. We're going to
all going on a summer holiday, aren't we, Cliff? Yeah, absolutely right.
What bottle of wine's that, Paul?
What's he saying?
I might have to get some. What wine,
mate? Superb. The 19
looks like
Crowns.
It's going down well.
I have seen it before.
I've had some of that, to be honest. 19 Crowns, isn't it? Yeah, I've had some.
I'm not a big red wine drinker, but I might have to try it.
Mate, it's lovely. It's got like an angry Jim Carrey on the front. Like a bit of a goth Jim Carrey, but it's really nice.
FX pilot flying in from Sweden to get to the games. Absolutely.
This guy,
incredible.
like flying in from Sweden. Jesus Christ, that is some going.
That is commitment.
It is. It sure is.
Right.
Yep.
We're going to call it there, boys. Man Mountain, I have to say thank you so much for cheering me up right at the end of the stream. That was fantastic content. Absolutely love it. That's why you're here.
Yeah, I'm sure you do. Yeah. Tell me. As soon as we get off here, he'll tell me off. Like, what are you doing coming on?
I won't tell you. Why would I tell you? When do I ever tell anybody off? I think that was brilliant. So thank you for joining us. Geordie boy, you can finish this. Cheers, Mountain. That was epic, says the FX pilot. Please like, subscribe, and share the channel. It's free and helps our fantastic channel to grow. Well said, Bri. 2-0 to the Blades tonight. Come on, you red and white Wizards.
Up the Blades.